Hello, in this video you will learn something about Seligenstadt, a small town in the south of Hesse on the border with Bavaria. Let's go. Seligenstadt is located on the River Main and has just under 22,000 inhabitants. First we go to the Wasserschloss, which official name is Klein Veldsheim Moated Castle. The best place to park is in the parking lot of the Aldi supermarket. I have linked the parking lot on the map below the video. From there, a small footpath leads off to the side, which you follow. The remains of a historic wall can be found on the idyllic path to the Moated Castle. With a bit of luck, you may also come across geese or nutrias on the banks of a pond. At the beginning of the 18th century, Abbot Franziskus II Blöchinger had the Moated Castle rebuilt in the Baroque style. It served the abbots as a summer residence and hunting lodge. The lush Baroque gardens were already open to the public at the time. The two-story residential building probably had small oriel turrets at the time, which are missing today. From the Moated Castle, you can either walk back to the parking lot and from there drive along the road to the monastery in the city center. Or, and this is by far the nicer option, you can walk along a short footpath towards the River Main. Take a look at the map linked below the video. Once you have reached the riverside path, turn left and walk along the river to the ferry. The main cycle route along the river is one of the most beautiful and varied long-distance cycle routes in Germany. That's why there are also bike service stations along the route with tools to carry out minor repairs to bikes, baby carriages, wheelchairs, or skateboards. The ferry connects the federal states of Hesse and Bavaria, which at this point are separated by the Main. Please note that ferry times in summer months differ from the timetables in winter months, and that there is a short break at lunchtime. See link below the video. Diagonally opposite the ferry, with your back to the Main, is Seligenstadt Monastery. The Benedictine Abbey existed from the 9th to the 19th century. The first abbot was called Einhard and was a biographer of Charlemagne. The clerical monastery was probably converted into a Benedictine monastery around 1000. The monastery complex corresponded to the ideal model of a Benedictine monastery. Originally, only fruit, vegetables, and herbs were grown in the monastery's 10,000 square meter garden. Abbots changed it in the late 17th century for representative purposes. The geometrically laid out garden has a fountain in the center. Since 1986, the convent garden has been reconstructed in the form of a Baroque kitchen garden. Today, as in the 17th-18th century, not only flowers grow there, but also herbs and old apple and pear varieties. During the Reformation and the 30 Years' War, the abbey was plundered and damaged several times, and the monks were expelled. It was not until the end of the 17th century that the monastery flourished again. The complex was renovated in Baroque style and magnificently decorated. In 1802, the monastery was dissolved as an ecclesiastical institution and used as an official building until the 1960s. Today, it belongs to the state of Hesse. The monastery garden also includes an orangery, probably built in 1757, where citrus trees and potted plants spend the winter. An inclined, glazed, south-facing wall is intended to ensure the optimum amount of light. In the summer months, visitors can learn interesting facts about pineapples and the citrus family in an exhibition. In the 18th century, exotic fruits were a luxury food that was only available to court society. The Baroque era was therefore also the heyday of orangery culture. The mill of the former Benedictine Abbey of Seligenstadt is the oldest building in the monastery complex. It is from 1574 and still preserved in its original form. The prelature of the monastery not only served as a prestigious residence for the abbots, but also provided accommodation for important guests of the abbey. You can still see the monumental imperial rooms on the second floor. From the large cobblestone courtyard in front of the prelature, a path leads to a small arcade. Passing sheep and chickens, you reach a small viewing platform with a view of Seligenstadt's old town. Restaurants, cozy cafes, and small stores make the historic old town extremely charming. Most of the half-timbered houses date back to the 15th-19th centuries and have been renovated with great attention to detail. At the end of your short tour through Seligenstadt's old town, you should consider a stop at Wurst Manufaktur by Butcher Becker. Sausages, cutlets, and burgers from their own production ensure a long queue, especially on Saturdays. Did you like our travel video about Seligenstadt? You can find information on how to get there, as well as opening hours or fees below the video. Still have questions? Please write a comment and we will try to help you. Did you like the video? More videos, e.g. about Heidelberg, Darmstadt, or Würzburg, will follow soon. Subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss anything. Have a good trip.